Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Wafa Qayum and I am an MPhil scholar in English linguistics at Abdul Khan University in Medan. And I'm also BS English graduate and have experience working as an English teacher and lecturer, sidewise syllabus designer. My academic interests include language education, curriculum development, and innovative approaches to learning. Today, I'll be presenting my review of Sugata Mitra's. The title is The Future of Learning, where I'll discuss his key ideas about self directed learning, the role of technology in education, and their implication for the future of teaching and learning. I hope you find this review informative and thought provoking. Let's start. Education is undergoing a significant transformation in response to rapid technological advancement and changing societal needs. In the thoughts of Sugata, they are thought provoking, where he says, and he basically chal- challenged the traditional approaches to education and advocates for a learner centered model that emphasizes curiosity, collaboration, and self directed learning, drawing on his famous hole in the wall experiment. Mithras argues that children possess a natural ability to learn independently when they are provided with access to technology and a supportive environment. His vision of education encourages educators to reconsider the role of teacher, classroom, and digital tools in learning process. This review examines Mitra's key argument, evaluates the strengths and limitations of his ideas, and explores their implementations for the futures of education. He, in this very review of his own, he basically gave the four basic paradigms to that can be upcoming in the future successful or even has even got successful in the upcoming era because it was his research that was next to his experiment, that is hole in the wall. Hole in the wall was basically experiment that he conducted in England, where he basically divided the students into certain groups, made them access to the screens, and then he basically ask certain questions of them and let them explore, get the answers to themselves. What he basically found that the students are about to explore and even get the new concepts. Like they used to find the answers by themselves through the scrolling or use of internet. He once, in this very video, shared that he once conducted an experiment in an area of the student, of I would say a child. She was only 9 years old, and he said that I asked them a questions. Can anything be at the same time in two places? And the child was a bit say yes, like a bit, I would say, confused. And then he says that I asked the child to move on, say something more. And after about 10 to 15 minutes, the child asked a counter questions and asked Petras that, do you know what is quantum entanglement? He says that I was shocked enough. Like it means that the student has been gone to through the core of that very, I would say, subject, and this is how like this, if they are done exposed to the environment, so the students can come up with new ideas. Today's technology has replaced teachers. They have to eradicate the so-called traditional concepts of just like cramming things and moving on. He suggests that he basically gave the four paradigms, in which the number one was that you must introduce internet as a compulsory subject. And he says that is like other subjects, it must be as a compulsory subjects in the school to be taught the students like where from internet come, how it was evolved, what comprised of this, to go into the core of these things. And then he said that the second thing is that you must introduce some complex dynamical systems. And he says that is the internet is a complex dynamic system, but he gave an example like, for example, he says that once you give a tweet, other read it, they might change your tweet, upload their own tweet. Others used to, thousands of the people used to view it at a time, and this is how it's like move on even. So this is a dynamic and even a complex area, and just rushing within nanoseconds, and this must be introduced. And then he says that you must divide your current curriculum into three parts. What is like, first you must taught and include those things that are necessary to life. Second is that the things that feel good to know about, not just like what is quantum theory, how the engine works. This is not something like of the real world interest. And then you must ask student after, like if it is about assessment, so you must conduct an updated assessment. You must switch on from like just in case to just in time. Like assessments are different in the different grounds. Like you must judge a person in a time, not like in case if it happens. So he says that you must then assess a child and guide him or her about the exams, like how to overcome for exams, how to like learn things in exams for, but not only exam grounded, that knowledge must be long lasting. And then at the last he says that you must allow internet in the examinations. And his point of view about this allowing internet in the examination was innovative in a sense that he says if a teacher is using this internet by him or herself, why can't like he or she favor it in the classroom for the students, like if it is bringing something new. And he like the points that he basically says, like, and that I would like to say that it was thought provoking, and I would say that the way he speaks, the way he has in short time conducted experiment by him, and even his 20 years of work, and he just gave the crux of all that just 3 minutes. I would say hats off to him. And his ideas about education are, I would say, mind blowing. What he says that if, like, as a parent, if you have child or as a teacher, if your child know how to use any device, like if you have given him or her to exposure, as at the start he says that for best learning you must expose them to. And if your child know how to use internet, like with the passage of time they filter out. They used to get about the wrong, and then like come up toward the good one. And the third is that with the passage of time, if the child is using this and he or she is increasing up, like and boosting up his or her reading skills and even comprehensions, so what else like the father or even the teachers want? This is like the overall success. So Sugatra view of the uh, innovative concept of uh, education was next to his research. Like his experiment, the hole in the wall in England, then he converted that back to research. Like the research was a combo of self-organized learning environment and granny cloud. And if you combine it in a single school, the school in the cloud, and then how it works, it took him for about 20 years, and the 20 years success finally resulted only in 3 graphs. So we can say where there is no pen, there is no gain. He gave it enough for, I would say, the prime quality of his life, where he bring up quite, I would say, I cannot like catch up the words to uh, uh, give any more comments about it. But after this point, till this point, a few little bit of my exposure to the global world, this was my favorite TED talks that I tried, and the way he talks, like the speaking style, jotting down the points, already getting to speak from here and there, and then sharing the ideas in a funny way. I would say it was mind blowing. Now, to end up, Sugata Mitra's The Future of Learning presents an innovative and inspiring perspective on education in the digital age by highlighting the importance of curiosity, self organization, and technology enabled learning. He challenges conventional educational practices and offers alternative ways to engage learners. While some aspects of his approach may face practical limitations, particularly in diverse educational contexts, his ideas contribute valuable insight into how learning can become more flexible, more accessible, and student centered. Ultimately, Mitra's work encourages educators, policymakers, and researchers to rethink traditional educational model and embrace new possibilities for fostering lifelong learning in an increasingly interconnected world. Hope so this is clear to you. You would have got like even your own insight and even mine one. See you next time with another review. Till that point, stay blessed. If you like it, you can comment, you can even subscribe, and bye bye for the next time.